the Associate Editor at The Australian, Graham Lloyd. Graham, I spoke earlier with Treasurer Jim Chalmers about the new intergenerational report. Plenty of doom and gloom in there. Stephen Conroy said it's a waste of time. Does he have a point?
Well, that's right. Good morning, Andrew. Certainly, what's the saying that life is what happens while you're making other plans? You never really can see what is going to happen in the future, but it's worth paying a bit of attention. There were two reports out this week that looked into the future. The first was from the Business Council on Monday, and then the intergenerational report later in the week. And if you put it all together, you can see that the issue that we're facing is there's a mismatch between the way the government collects its revenue and its what it spends it on and its ambitions to spend in the future. Things like the NDIS and what have you are going to get more expensive. They're going to soak up more of the budget. But the money that's collected overwhelmingly now is coming from PAYE and ordinary taxpayers. The discussion that needs to be had is how to reduce business taxes so you can grow the economy, because our business taxes are higher than most other places, and how you cut personal income tax to really get people productive. So that's going to require a big discussion about what the other options are. You mentioned discussions with the states. There's an opportunity now to really look at the GST. That's something that will require uniform agreement from the states. And there's a big argument to shift things more to a consumption tax and away from personal income taxes. And that's really the forward-looking conversation that has to be had.
It is, but the Treasurer has already ruled it out on many occasions. That's why I didn't even bother asking him. Graham, I must admit, what do you make of these reports about leadership rumblings around Anastasia Palaszczuk amid fears of a possible Labor election loss in Queensland next year?
Well, Anastasia Palaszczuk, she's been in office now for a long time. Opinion polls are saying, well, look, she's not popular anymore. She's had a terrible week in Parliament. Now there are rumblings from within her party that she should take the Jacinta Ardern route and quit, give a successor time to settle in before the election next year. I guess the observation there is they didn't do much for Labor in New Zealand, and whether it would make any difference in Queensland is a moot point. Her colleagues are coming out this morning all lining up and pledging their support. Look, that's a pretty bad sign in politics when that's happened, so I think this has got a long way to run.
Graham Lloyd, thanks so much for your time this morning.